Hi, you guys. It's Yaz. And today I want to podcast on why the narcissist was able to play you. And so many people got played, okay? And the problem is a lot of people don't even realize why they got played because I'm going to tell you, the first thing that you did wrong, okay, most likely is for getting played is that you trusted too soon. This is one of the biggest mistakes you guys can do is the person seems real, the person seems nice, they're consistent in the beginning, but again, it's the beginning. Everybody's nice in the beginning, and then you start to see it wane after a while. Once the narcissist realizes they have you and you're not going anywhere and you're sweating them, then the real core of that narcissist starts to come out and they get bored as well. And they're looking for other supply on the side because now they're realizing that you're not meeting their needs. Okay. But the topic at hand is why was the narcissist able to play you? Okay. Number one, you thought that this person was built like you. See, this is the naive thinking that people have that, haven't been around real, scandalous type of individuals or devious or evil people. You go in and you think that, because this person's a nice person, if I'm nice to them, they're going to be nice to me. Not necessarily, okay? Now, I belong to one of the groups that I have, all right, that I belong to. There was a woman in there, a young girl in there, and she got involved with this guy, older guy who, father figure, everything. It was a local Facebook group, right? And, he tried to play that he was this good guy and, just a regular dude that's trying to meet somebody and everything. Well, he manipulated her so badly. He had her sending him naked pictures. He was ghosting her here and there and everything like that. And this was a local group for like single parents yet, all right? Now, here's the thing. And I told her, I said, first of all, you trusted him too soon. She goes, well, he didn't look like that type. You can't go by how somebody looks, all right? You can't go by what somebody looks like. Just because, they're, they have kids and they look like a family person and, maybe they're divorced or something like that. You figure they're a committing type of person. Doesn't mean that you're not dealing with a shady narcissist that's out to get something off you. All right. So her first mistake was trusting too soon. Okay. And the other problem is she's sending nude pictures to this guy. This guy could upload this all over the internet. So you guys, you can't be naive. You can't give that easily. People have to earn you. Okay. Like I get so many people that come out of relationships and they say, oh, I'm never going to trust again. There's no good people out there. I'm never going to trust again. Trust is earned over a period of time. Somebody's got to prove to you that they're real, that they mean what they say, that they're a good person, that they have good character. And you've got to look at their track record as well. Do they have a good track record? Are they a stable person? Can they hold a job? Or they can't hold a job because they can't deal with boundaries of a job or answering to somebody. They want to do it their way all the time. And that's how narcissists are, by the way. They always want to do it their way. So the narcissist was, number one, able to play you because you trusted them too soon and you gave too much too soon, okay? You've got to wait till at least, and I'm talking at least 6 months to a year to let your guard down. Now, people come back at me and they say, well, I didn't really see this person till 2 years down the line. They were love bombing. How was I going to know? There were red flags there. I don't care, what you're telling me. In 2 years, there had to have been red flags. The problem is you don't know the red flags. So that brings me to my next point. A narcissist is able to, fool you and get over on you because you don't know the red flags. You don't realize when somebody's gaslighting you. You got to educate yourself on gaslighting. That's crucial, all right? You've also, can't always, give somebody the benefit of the doubt. You give somebody one chance, all right? When they break your boundaries, you say, listen, you ever do that again, you and I will not be talking. And if they do it again and they blatantly disrespect you, all right, like in other words, let's say they disappear for 2 days. And first of all, anybody that ghosts you or anything like that, blatant disrespect, you should block and delete and get rid of them. That's just the tip of the iceberg of mess to come later on. But the problem is, not only did you trust too soon, you believed words, okay? It's not what somebody tells you, it's what somebody shows you in their actions, all right? Now, I'm going to get into this a little bit with covert narcissists and how they fool people. See, covert narcissists will never come, not normally will they come back at you and tell you they disagree with you. What they'll do is they'll give you the silent treatment. They'll just stand there and they won't say anything. And you're going to feel that chilliness of the covert narcissist, or you're going to feel, no affection from the covert narcissist. They're going to run cold on you. These are red flags, okay? Red flags. When you deal with somebody that can't communicate and has to give you the cold treatment, that is a red flag that most likely you're dealing with a covert narcissist that won't communicate with you and is going to pay you back in an indirect manner, or they're not all into you, but they're telling you they're all into you, okay? So you got to go by how you feel. You got to look at this person and say, is this person really with me, or are they just with me in body only? And that's what covert narcissists do all the time. They pretend to be with you, but then they'll be with you and they'll be on their phone. They won't be listening to what you're saying. They don't care what you're saying. They're very indifferent to everything. When somebody is indifferent to you, they don't care. They have checked out of the relationship. Understand that. And just because they're there with you in body, or they get together with you now and then, they are stringing you along and they are breadcrumbing you, okay? So why do people get played? Because they keep these fucking losers around, all right? When you see that somebody is not making an effort, and this is what happens with narcissists. They start at the top of the mountain. They give you a lot of effort in the beginning, and then it wanes and it stops, okay? Or they give you very little effort, and they're breadcrumbing you. Ding, ding. That is a person that was not sincere, not real, okay? And when you confront them with it and you say, why are you so cold, or why aren't you talking, or something like that, and they say, oh, nothing, this and that. That is gaslighting, okay? They're gaslighting you. They're not being upfront. They're not being honest. They're trying to pretend it's something else. Oh, it's my job. Oh, it's this. Oh, I just have a lot on my mind. Oh, I'm worried about my kids. I'm not saying that these things can't happen in somebody's life, but if it's a constant gaslight, that is a red flag. Somebody's playing mind games with you, all right? So when you start to see confusion, then you know that something's not right, and you're dealing with somebody who's not authentic and transparent and being upfront with you. I'm going to give you another example. Let's say that you get together with somebody, you get together with the narcissist on the weekend, you have a great night with them, you have great sex with them, and guess what? They leave early in the morning, okay? Or they leave that night after they've had sex with you. They're not all into you, okay? They got whatever supply they wanted, and now they're out the door. Now, that doesn't mean that they're going to stop calling you. Some will stop calling you if that's all they wanted and they moved on. But most times, they're going to string you along. And what they'll do is, after they get what they want from you, you're going to get a little text, oh, how you doing? What are you doing? The WYD text, the string along text. They'll do that too to see what you're doing, like if they can come by or, use you for something. So the reason that people get played, okay, another reason besides your trust being down, you're trusting too soon, is the fact that you're settling for half a person, okay? And a lot of people that are lonely and desperate do this. I have a lot of clients that are dealing with somebody that gives half an effort, okay? They see them and then they make excuses why they can't see them. They see them, part of the time, and then other times they're making excuses. That's because they're not all into you, and you've got to figure out why Why are they around you to begin with? What are you supplying to that person? Do they like hanging out in your house? See, there's a lot of narcissists, and this is the broke, busted narcissist, that will use you as a crash pad. They like to come to your house. Maybe you cook for them. Maybe you treat them like a king or a queen. You do things for them. And it's like a little mini vacation for them. But they're not all into the relationship. They're just having fun. They're just coming over. They're getting sex. They're getting meals. They're there for some reason, all right? But the reason is not because they're all into you, because they're giving you half an effort. And a lot of times that these people that do that, you'll notice a lot of times when they're with you, they're not really with you. They're on their phone. They're trying to pretend they're into you and everything like that, but they're really not. You feel a drift. You feel a distance. They're there in body. And what they'll do to fuck with your head is they'll come up to you, out of nowhere. Maybe you're in the kitchen or something. They'll come up to you and say, I love you. Okay? This is all to play you. All right? This is all to play you. They're just throwing out the love word to keep you happy, but you'll feel it. You'll feel that person is not all into you. Come on, you guys. You know when somebody's into you, and you know when somebody is not really into you, okay? So stop settling for breadcrumbs. And this is what people do, all right? You're letting these narcissists run with it because you don't want to be alone. That's what a lot of it is. You don't want to be alone. You're desperate. I just had another woman who said to me her man discarded her, and now she's in the city, and she went on a few dates, but she doesn't have that feeling or that chemistry, okay? And what I wanted to tell her is, it's not about the feeling and the chemistry, okay? And this is another reason why people get played, is because it's a lust thing. You're lusting the narcissist. It's not a love thing. So when you go on other dates with other people, you may not be lusting after them. They may not be your first choice physically, but give these people a chance, because love is something that grows over time. That's why a lot of times, and this could happen to people, you may work with people, and people that you work with, on the surface, you would never, ever date them. But then when you work with them and you have good times with them, and, you get to really know their personality and they're cool and stuff, sometimes that's where office romances happen, where people sometimes, you're attracted to somebody because you get to know them and you like their personality and you like the fact that they like you, all right? And you give that person a chance because you're in an environment where you've gotten to know them. But if you had to go on a date with them, you met them on a dating app, you would have never gave them the chance. But see, with the narcissist, you're giving the narcissist the chance and you're letting them break your boundaries because you feel that physical chemistry. You're obsessed with the flesh. You want that sexual pleasure, all right? And you're extremely sexually attracted to this person. And that's why you're putting up with their bullshit. All right? A lot of people put up with bullshit from a narcissist because they're sexually attracted to them. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that all narcissists are good looking, because they're not. There's a lot of narcissists that could be ugly, all right? And people are just attracted to other things about them. Maybe it's because they flash money. Maybe it's because they're very confident. Maybe because they come off as somebody's hero. Oh, don't worry, I'll take care of it. Don't worry, I'll be there for you. And they think that this person is going to be their rock, all right? And again, time is your weapon against the narcissist. You don't make judgment on somebody in the beginning. They've got to prove themselves, all right? So, I got to really spell it out for people. How does somebody prove to you that they're a real one and not a crooked narcissist that's going to play you? Well, again, consistency, giving you their time. But we know narcissists do this in the beginning. So we're going to put that on the side and say, okay, it's the beginning. So we don't know if this person is real or not. We've got to give it some time. A narcissist, now listen here, you guys, all right? Because I'm giving you the game in a sense. You're going to know that somebody is real if they don't keep making excuses. Now, narcissists are famous for giving you an excuse. They've got to give you an excuse because they got to go see the other supply. So they're going to come up with every excuse under the sun. I got to go see mom, all right? They love to use their mother because they know that you can't say anything. Oh, I got to go see my mom on the holidays. Oh, I got to go see my mom this weekend. I'm going to help her paint. I got to help her go food shopping. And you're like, if you say anything, then you look like you're the bad guy picking on their mother. So you don't say anything. Oh, okay, this and that, all right? So they're going to make all these kind of excuses. Oh, I'm not feeling good. Oh, I have to work. Oh, I don't know what I want. I'm very confused. Just give me time. Anybody that sits there and is, wishy-washy with it. They're wishy-washy about, whether they're going to see you. They're wishy-washy about calling you, or when they call you or they text you, their texts are boring, all right? A narcissist gives you boring texts after the love bombing of the initial emojis. They love the emojis in the beginning, they love you so much. They come on 110% with the I love yous, and then after a while, the conversation is boring. They're not really asking you questions about yourself. Why? Because they don't fucking care about you. So the bottom line is, when somebody starts to show you that they really don't care, they don't care if they see you, they don't care if they call you, they don't care, then goodbye, good fucking luck. This is somebody who's not all in. But where do people get played? They keep them around. They keep them around. It's up to you to save yourself and cut these people off, all right? If you don't, they will waste your time. They will waste your life, and you're going to sit there with hopes that all of a sudden they're going to come back to be the person they were in the beginning, and that never happens. Never happens. You know why it never happens? Because that's not really who they were, and they were never all in. And a narcissist is never all in. They always have one foot out the door because they are never happy, never satisfied with anything or anyone. That's why I tell you, when you sit there and you worry, oh, they discarded me, they're with somebody else and everything else. So what? Let them go with somebody else. They're going to find fault with that person. They're going to grow to hate that person, because narcissists grow to hate people after a while, because those people all of a sudden are no longer shiny and new. They're no longer the shiny, new, exciting new toy. And now the narcissist is going to grow to hate them. Okay? And this is what's going to happen. And you know what's going to happen once the narcissist starts to hate the new supply? They're going to start fighting, because the narcissist is going to start to devalue the new supply and gets disgusted and start looking for other supply, or the narcissist is going to try you back. They're going to try to reel you back in. See, with a narcissist, it's a game. It's an ego boost. They want to know that they got you in their fucking pocket, that you are sweating them, that they could call you up, hit you up, and you'll come back to them. Don't be a sucker. Value yourself. Value yourself. If somebody doesn't, show you that they care, is not making an effort, you're better off alone. You're better off alone than worrying what this person is doing or trying to constantly be thirsty for their affection and their attention. If they don't see the value in you, then you don't need somebody like that in your life, because the problem with that is they're going to affect you. They're going to affect your health, because you're going to be down on yourself. It's going to cause you to have anxiety and depression, and you're going to start to think that there's something wrong with you because the narcissist is not giving you any attention. They're not validating you, and they're doing this on purpose. For two reasons. One, because they have another supply they're interested in and they're not all into you. Or two, they're trying to torture you and they want the control where you're always searching and looking for them. You got to beg them. You got to text them to talk to them. And this is what narcissists on dating apps do all the time. They'll say to you, oh, here's my number. Call me, okay? They want you to make the effort in chasing them instead of taking the initiative and say, can I have your number, okay? This is all game, okay? And this is what they're taught by other coaches that teach them game. Give out your number, and then you see who bites, and then you know who you can manipulate, all right? Understand that. So, if somebody doesn't ask you for your number, they're not all into you. They're not all into you, and they're probably giving out their number to 100 different people, and they're testing people to see who blows up their phone, okay? So a narcissist always wants people begging and searching and chasing for them, all right? Don't be a sucker. Value yourself, because if that's how it is in the beginning, later on, forget it. Forget it. If they can't show you interest even in the beginning, then you're not going to go anywhere with this person. It's a waste of your time. But the big thing, you guys, is this. I know it's tough out there. I deal and I coach women and I coach guys, all right? It's on both sides of the spectrum. It's not just men, it's women too. It's just society as a whole, because of supply and demand and all the supply and all the options out there. See, the narcissist is able to run with it because there's a lot of desperate, lonely people that will put up with it, okay? So when you have strong boundaries and that narcissist has other options, you're not going to go anywhere with that person. They're not going to deal with you. Why should they? They have other options where they can do whatever they want, and they have somebody maybe cooking for them, giving them sex, calling them all the time, giving them attention. That's where they're going to go. They're going to go for what's easy, all right? Unless you have something that's really valuable to the narcissist. For instance, money. If you've got money and they can't get it anywhere else, then that narcissist will put the work in, but they're only there because they're after money. So that brings me to my other point, okay? How to spot a dirty-ass narcissist. You want to know how you spot a dirty-ass narcissist? If they bring up any which way about money. They ask you, do you own your house? Do you rent your house? How do you pay your bills? Do you pay your bills online? And I actually had a client who had somebody do that to her, all right? This guy was in her house. He was on her computer, and he even asked her, do you pay your bills online, okay? And I told her, that's a huge red flag. This guy is on your fucking computer. He might be looking to steal your money and get into your bank accounts, all right? Kick his ass to the curb. What does that have to do with anything? Do you have online banking when he's on your computer, all right? This is somebody that's a dirty-ass narcissist that's no good, that's asking questions to find out about your financial situation. You got to be, you got to watch that. And the thing with these narcissists is they won't do it right away. They'll wait till they know they got you in a position where you're really sweating them, and then they'll start to indirect little hints and asking you things like, I really worry about leaving money to my kids. Did your father or your mother ever leave you money? Did your parents leave you money? This is how the snaky-ass narcissist tries to figure out if you got money, by asking, did your family leave you money, all right? Anytime they bring up anything, any which fucking way about money, you delete, block, and kick that narcissist to the curb. You're dealing with a dirty-ass narcissist, all right? Nobody should be asking you anything about money. Or if they say something like, oh, would you buy that for my daughter? Would you sell, that painting you have in your house to help out me and my daughter? Get rid of. They're after you because they want something financially out of you, all right? You got to recognize this. This is why people get played. You don't see what's going on. That's why you got played by the narcissist. You didn't see them for who they were, okay? You didn't see, because they were nice to you, because they gave you good sex, because they were attractive. You let it go. You either let it go or you didn't know the red flags. Now, a huge fucking red flag, huge, all right, is when that narcissist disappears from time to time. This is probably the biggest red flag out there when you're dealing with a narcissist. Let's say they came on strong, they're love bombing you, everything's going terrific. At some point, that narcissist needs to get away, okay? So what they're going to do is they're either going to give you an excuse why they can't see you all the time, or they're just not going to pick up their phone and say, I was going through something. I couldn't deal with anybody. I just had to turn my phone off or something. This is all bullshit excuses. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. And another thing is, if they ever say to you, oh, well, anytime you come to my place, make sure you call before you come. You're dealing with a shady-ass narcissist that has other people there, or who may be out somewhere else, and they don't want you coming by their place. If they don't want you coming by their place, they got something to hide, okay? In case you didn't realize it. So it's like this, you guys. Stop being so naive. I don't mean to be hard on you, but I'm trying to wake you up so that you don't waste your time with these zeros. And that's exactly what they are. They're a zero that is playing with your emotions and manipulating you to get something out of you. A lot of times it's money. It could be sex. It could be a place to stay. Or it's just the fact that they like knowing you're there, okay? When they have downtime, that's when they hit you up and they're using you for somebody to talk to, okay? Maybe you're their therapist or your mommy or something like that, okay? And you'll know the level of how much they're into you by how often they see you and how much attention they give you. But you guys, the biggest thing, okay, and I'm going to wrap this up right now. The reason that narcissist was able to play you is because, number one, you trusted a person too soon. You judged them too soon in thinking that they were a good girl or a good guy. You gave up your supply too soon to somebody without taking your time and really being sure that this person was authentic, and maybe you didn't look into their past, okay? A lot of people don't do that either. If they've got a sketchy past, that is a red flag. In other words, if they've been married 3-4 times, that's a red flag. That's somebody who makes bad decisions and, is not a stable person to be in a relationship, okay? If they've never been married and they're over 40 years old, that could be another red flag. You're dealing with somebody who's a non-committer, all right? If they don't see their children or they take no interest in their children, that is a red flag. That is somebody, if they don't care about their own kids, they're certainly not going to give a fuck about you, okay? Understand that. So how they treat their kids tells you a lot. And a lot of narcissists treat their kids like shit, or they abandon their children. Pretty much mostly the narcissist abandons children because children are work, and narcissists don't want to put the work in because they're basically lazy and they leave it to the other parent to take care of kids, all right? How do I know? Because I'm living that, all right? And that's a fact. That's a fact, all right? So look at how they treat their kids. If they make time, if they see their kids, if they're generous with their kids, that'll tell you a lot about how they'll treat you, okay? Now, another thing too of why the narcissist was able to play you, okay? So I'm brought up about the trust factor is because you have low boundaries because you don't value yourself. All right? You don't value yourself. Again, I have to say it again. It is better to be alone and have peace in your life and in your home than deal with somebody that's going to put you down indirectly and make little innuendos. And this is what a narcissist will eventually do to you. They're going to call you names, all right? They may call you fat, okay? They're going to say, you're fat, you're thin. They may call you old, you're too young and stupid, okay? They'll call you stupid or naive or ignorant. The narcissist always thinks they're smarter than you. They always think they're smarter than you till they meet somebody that knows the game, and then they run for the fucking hills, or they try to, smear that person because that's all they can do. That's all they could do is run or smear somebody that knows what the narcissist is and knows their game. But somebody who knows what the narcissist is not going to deal with somebody like that. They're going to cut them right the fuck out because they know they're no good. They're no good, you guys, all right? So I'm trying to wise you up to this. Don't trust too soon. know what you'll accept and know what you won't accept, okay? And when you have low boundaries and you're letting somebody do whatever the hell they want to do, then you could be expected to be treated like shit, all right? Like I had a client and she was dealing with this dude and he says to her, well, nobody tells me what to do. I'm going to do what I want to do. And I said to her, well, there it is, right there. Nobody tells him what to do. He's going to do what he wants to do. And I told her, how do you expect to be in a relationship with somebody who's telling you they're going to do whatever the hell they want to do, okay? You think he's going to listen to your boundaries? No. So what are you getting from him? What are you getting from him? Occasional sex? You don't need that. You could get sex anywhere. You don't need to be treated like that and disrespected after all that she did for this guy. And she did a lot for this dude, all right? And like to be talking, and why does he get away with that? Because he knows he can. Because she kept letting him come back till she finally had enough and she closed the door and she got her power and she drove off and wouldn't let him do it again, okay? Because the more you allow, the more they're going to push that goalpost. And narcissists will test you. And they test you by, number one, not calling you at certain times and seeing how you react. If you're somebody that lets it go, they know you're a desperate person, okay? They know you're a desperate person and they know you have low boundaries because you're not holding them accountable. When you don't hold a narcissist accountable for their actions or anything, or you don't call them out on something like that, now they figure they can go and they could disappear and they could cheat on you, that next day you're going to be talking to them. You may yell and scream at them, but they know you're not going anywhere. When a narcissist knows that you're not going anywhere, they're going to do whatever the fuck they want to do. They don't care if you're yelling. They don't care if you're screaming because they're not even listening to you. You're not affecting them. They'll just walk out on you. This is what they'll do. They'll just walk out and treat you like a jerk and treat you like you're nothing when you start yelling and screaming, all right? Stop accepting that behavior. Or another thing with a narcissist that you guys accept is that fucking silent treatment business. When they pull that crap with the silent treatment, you let them know when they come back. You don't go to them, but when they come back, they will come back. It depends on the narcissist. It could be a couple days, a couple weeks, even a couple months. When they come back and they try to talk to you, number one, you don't have to talk to them right away. You could talk to them on your terms. You're not all of a sudden going to leave your door open for when it's convenient for them. But number two, you let them know. You tell them, you ever pull that again, where you can't sit down and communicate with me, then you and I will not be together. You and I will not have a relationship because I am not going to have a relationship where you can't sit down and communicate and that you have to keep walking out the door, all right? Because it'll keep happening. You want to live like that every time you open your mouth, this person is walking out on you? Or they're going to, go no contact with you for a day? No. You let them know. You ever do it again, you can't sit here in contact, then you know what? You and I won't be talking, okay? Because I need somebody that can communicate with me, all right? And that is a huge red flag that most likely you're dealing with a covert narcissist, by the way, because this is one of their power tools is the silent treatment. They punish you with silent treatment. It's a form of emotional abuse, okay? So I hope that helps you guys, all right? I'm losing my voice because all I do is preach at everybody, okay? This is it. I preach to my kids. I preach to my listeners, all right? Because I'm trying to help people so that, you could better your life and use your time wisely. Because the time that you spend with the narcissist is time taken away from a chance to meet somebody else that could make you happy. Understand that. All those years that you spent with that narcissist, you could have met somebody else that would have made you happy. But instead, you wasted your time on a narcissist that already showed you they were no good. Once they show you they're no good, then you know they are no good, all right? Stop giving the benefit of the doubt. They showed you who they are. That's their character. This is their character. Whether they lie to you, whether they ghost you, get rid of, whether they, treat you like they put you down, judge you, criticize you, goodbye, okay? Goodbye. They showed you your character, and don't let them take another minute of your life, because that's taking away from you, your home, your kids, and possibly being out there and meeting somebody else that can make you happy, all right? So I hope that helps you guys. If it does, hit the subscribe button and please share the podcast, and have a great day. If you guys are having a problem in your dating or relationship, or you're dealing with somebody maybe that's narcissistic, you don't know if they're a narcissist, or you're just having problems, you're in a toxic relationship and you need some clarity on it, go to the link in the podcast description for my website where I offer email and phone coaching. If you have a quick question, just a quick question, and you want to get a video sent back to you answering your question, there's also a link there for Vizio where I will send you a personalized video answering your question. Hi, you guys, it's Yaz, and I want to tell you about my 2 books on Amazon. The first book is Regain Your Power. It's all about power and relationship. Who has the power in the relationship? And it goes into all of that, okay? The other book is Signs He's Not Into You, He's Wasting Your Time, okay? Check it out. It gives you a lot of good clues as to whether you're with somebody who's a real one or somebody who's just going to waste your time. You could read them both with Kindle's free trial membership. So check it out. Link is in the podcast description. Hi, you guys. I just want to let you know that the Game Exposed now has their merchandise available. Check out the link in the bio, and you could go check it out. There's cool hoodies, cool sweatpants, cool hats. So go to the bio for the link. And also, don't forget to follow me on Facebook at The Game EXP 123, and also on Instagram, The Game EXP 123. Okay? And have a great day.